Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to getting truly well-informed, cutting through all the noise to bring you insights that actually matter. Today, we're plunging into a topic that, well, for many people, it defines freedom, opportunity in this interconnected world we live in, the power of a passport. But look, we're not just talking about a travel document here. We're exploring something much deeper, a key, really, that can unlock security, global mobility, and, yeah, generational opportunity for whole families. Our deep dive today, it's Malta Citizenship by Investment. It's a program that families, entrepreneurs, investors all over the world are looking at more and more, not as some luxury, but, as a strategic need. So our mission today is to unpack the specifics, understand why Malta really stands out, and get to grips with what this kind of global access truly offers you.
Okay, let's unpack this because what we're looking at today isn't just another passport. It's often called a genuine gateway to Europe and really the world.
It really is a fascinating evolution, isn't it? How the whole concept of citizenship it's moved beyond just where you were born. For so many global families now, it's become this carefully chosen strategic tool. It lets them sort of proactively shape their futures, secure things for their kids, and navigate, an increasingly complex world with a bit more certainty.
Yeah, certainty is a big word there. And when we talk strategic choice, Malta just keeps coming up right at the top. It's definitely not just another option. I mean, you've got this Mediterranean island, strong, stable economy, consistent governance, and a passport that's, top 10 most powerful globally? Consistently, it's clearly more than just a pretty place. What does holding a Maltese passport actually unlock for someone? What makes it so much more than just, for travel?
Oh, it fundamentally changes your global footprint. Let's start with the most obvious,
Yeah.
the sheer mobility. Unrivaled, really. We're talking visa-free access to over 190 countries. And it's not just a number, it's which countries. We mean the entire Schengen area, obviously, but also the US, Canada, Australia, big ones. Think about how easy that makes international business. Or just, spontaneous family trips, visiting relatives across continents without that constant visa hassle, the paperwork, the delays.
Yeah, that visa grind is real.
Exactly. It's a level of seamless movement very few passports offer. Then, beyond just travel, you get full rights within the entire European Union. This is huge. It means the freedom to live, work, study, invest, or, even retire anywhere across all 27 EU nations.
Anywhere, really?
Anywhere. Imagine launching a business in, say, Berlin, or moving the family to Amsterdam's tech scene, maybe buying that retirement place in the south of France. You're not just a visitor anymore, you're a citizen. Same rights, same privileges as someone born there. That's an enormous advantage economically, lifestyle-wise. It just reshapes everything.
That's incredibly compelling. The idea of not just visiting, but actually belonging across a whole continent, that's powerful stuff. But okay, with benefits that big, what about credibility? Is this like a new program? Is it proven? And how far does it reach? Just the applicant.
That's a really crucial point. And one of Malta's biggest strengths is exactly that. The program's stability, its credibility, and the due diligence. This isn't some speculative thing. It's fully legal, highly regulated, transparent, recognized worldwide. Malta's a full EU member.
Right.
Right. So the program runs under strict EU guidelines, national laws. It ensures integrity. And the due diligence process.
Honestly, it's probably the toughest in the world for citizenship by investment.
Really, the toughest.
I'd say so. It's multi-layered, incredibly thorough, not just ticking boxes. It's a deep dive into an applicant's background, making sure only, top-tier individuals get citizenship. And that protects Malta's reputation, obviously, but also the value and the respect that comes with your Maltese passport.
Okay, that makes sense. Rigor equals value. Exactly. And that leads right into another huge benefit. The generational aspect, the legacy. This citizenship is permanent. Once you have it, it's not temporary. It passes down to your children, their children. You're creating this lasting legacy of mobility, security, opportunity for generations. Honestly, for many families, that long-term impact, that's maybe the most powerful draw of all.
Wow, that really shifts the perspective, doesn't it? Knowing it's not just for you, but for kids, grandkids, it becomes a real long-term family strategy. Okay, so for someone listening now thinking, right, this future of freedom sounds amazing, what does it actually take? What are the core requirements? Is it a maze or is it pretty straightforward?
It's definitely structured, it's clear, designed for certainty, which, as you said, is a big draw for the kind of people applying. But it is a premium program. There are significant commitments involved, which reflect the value you're getting. There are basically 5 main categories of requirements, each one clearly defined.
Okay, lay them out for us.
First, there's the contribution to Malta's National Development and Social Fund. It's non-refundable. For the main applicant going for the fast track that's getting citizenship within 12 months of residency, it's 750,000 LO.
Okay.
If you choose the longer 36-month residency route, it's 600,000. And then for each dependent spouse, kids, it's an extra 50,000 each. And it's important to note this isn't just a fee disappearing somewhere. This fund gets reinvested directly into Malta. Public services, healthcare, education, culture, it benefits the country.
Got it. So a direct contribution. What's next?
Second key part, real estate investment in Malta. You've got two options here. Both show you're building a real link to the country. Option one, purchase a property. Minimum value $700,000, and you have to hold on to it for at least 5 years.
Okay, buy
Or option two, lease a property. Minimum annual rent has to be $16,000, again for a 5-year period. So purchase or lease, commitment required.
Makes sense. A tangible connection.
Number three. Third is a charitable donation.
Yep.
Smaller amount, 10,000 euro, to a registered Maltese nonprofit, kind of a symbolic gesture to the local community. Then fourth, you have the government fees and due diligence charges. These cover processing the application and, like we talked about, that incredibly thorough background check, typically around 40,000 euro for the main applicant, plus another, say, 15,000 to 20,000 per dependent. This rigorous process is really key to the program's integrity.
Right, covering the scrutiny. And the last piece.
Finally, number five, legal and professional services. This pays for the accredited agent in Malta who handles everything for you. Application prep, guiding you through due diligence, managing submissions. Fees here usually run between 80,000 and 100,000 euros. Sometimes more, depends on how complex your family situation is. You definitely don't want to cut corners here. The agent's expertise is crucial.
That's a very clear breakdown. And yeah, it definitely underlines that this is a premium path. But that focus on due diligence, the structured investment, not just a fee, it shows the seriousness. That level of clarity must be really appealing for families making such a huge decision. Okay, let's put some actual numbers on this for you listening, just to help visualize the total investment. Let's take a pretty standard example. Family of 3, main applicant, spouse, maybe a 21-year-old daughter. What's the estimated total look like for them, assuming they go for that 12-month fast track?
Okay, good example. Family of 3, 12-month track. Let's break it down. The government contribution, that's 750,000 for the main applicant, plus 50,000 for the spouse and 50,000 for the daughter. So 850,000 total there.
Right, 850K.
Real estate. If they choose to buy, that's the 700,000 minimum. If they go for the lease option, the total cost over 5 years is 80,000 euros. That's 16,000 a year.
Okay, buy or lease.
The charity donation, still 10,000 euros. Government fees for the 3 of them for processing and due diligence, around 70,000 ballpark. And finally, legal and case management. Let's estimate about 100,000 euros for a standard family case like this.
Okay, so adding all that up.
Right. If they choose to purchase property, the total estimated investment comes out somewhere between, let's say, 1.73 million and 1.78 million, give or take a bit.
Wow, okay.
If they opt for the property lease instead, the total estimated investment is approximately 1.11 million. So that gives a really clear picture of the scale, whether you're buying that long-term asset or leasing for the required time.
That is a significant commitment, definitely. But like you said, incredibly well-defined, no surprises there. Now, beyond the money, another huge factor for you to consider, especially today, is the timeline. How fast does this whole process actually happen? From starting the application to, holding that Maltese passport?
Yeah, the timeline is definitely one of Malta's most attractive points, especially that 12-month fast-track option. The process is streamlined but still very thorough.
Okay, so how does it map out?
Well, usually within the first 1 to 3 months, you get your Maltese residency card. This sort of establishes your initial link, gives you immediate Schengen travel benefits. It's almost like a preview.
Ah, okay. So you get some benefits early on.
Exactly. And during this residency period, that's when the main due diligence checks are happening in the background. Then, right at the 12-month mark, assuming you started residency properly, your full citizenship application goes in. Provided, of course, you've kept your residency and passed all the checks.
See them.
And then, subject to the final green light, your passport is usually granted pretty soon after, typically between month 12 and month 14, which really makes Malta one of the fastest legal ways to get full EU citizenship out there today, especially when you factor in how deep the vetting is and the level of benefits you gain.
That is remarkably quick, especially for what you're getting, not just for you, but potentially, like you said, for generations. Now, something I find really fascinating here, this program, it isn't just for one type of person or from one part of the world, is it? It seems to speak to a really wide range of global citizens. all with different reasons. Who finds this most appealing? Can you maybe paint a picture for us why certain groups are drawn to it?
You're absolutely right. The appeal is incredibly diverse. It really reflects this universal desire for, well, more security and more freedom.
Like who, for example?
Well, take Americans, for instance.
Hmm.
Increasingly, they see Malta as a really strategic EU base. Now, the U.S. taxes citizens worldwide. A Maltese passport doesn't change that, but
Oh, okay.
But it gives amazing flexibility for structuring international business, personal assets. It allows for diversification away from just being tied to a U.S. identity. We see them looking for lifestyle freedom, new business opportunities in the EU, maybe a stable second home in what feels like an uncertain world.
Interesting. What about Europeans themselves?
Yeah, Europeans too, maybe surprisingly. They value Malta's stability. The English-speaking environment, which makes things easy, and its strong, well-regulated financial system. For some, it's a secure alternative or maybe an expansion of the EU freedoms they already have. Could be a better tax setup or just a more stable political climate for long-term plans.
Okay, and beyond Europe and the US.
For Arab families, there's often a strong cultural connection. That Mediterranean setting feels familiar, comfortable.
Right.
But beyond that, Malta offers this really respected, secure, neutral legal framework. Great for long-term family planning, wealth preservation. Imagine needing international schools in a familiar cultural context, plus strong property rights, financial stability. Malta offers that unique mix. It's seen as a reliable, respected bridge to Europe.
A bridge, I like that.
And then for families from Asia and Africa, maybe hubs like Mumbai or Lagos, Malta, really is an anchor in Europe. It's a gateway offering global mobility that might be incredibly hard to get otherwise.
Mm.
It opens doors, business, education, travel that were just closed before.
Mm.
And crucially provides this profound generational security, a stable, respected identity that empowers their families for decades.
Hmm.
So yeah, whether you're navigating business from New York, seeking stability from Riyadh, expanding from Dubai, planning from Paris, or building a legacy from Mumbai or Lagos, Malta's program offers a truly new chapter. It boils down to opportunity, respect, and this sense of unparalleled freedom.
That really paints a vivid picture of the global impact. It underlines that, yeah, the investment is big, but the reasons driving it are deeply personal, deeply strategic. So what does this all mean for you listening? We've explored the significant investment, yes, but also the powerful multi-generational benefits and that wide global appeal of Malta's citizenship by investment program. It seems clear, while it might not be the cheapest route to EU citizenship, its security, the respect it commands, the substantial rewards, they make it an incredibly compelling option if you're seeking a real global advantage. This deep dive, I think, has shown us that in this interconnected, often unpredictable world, a passport is just so much more than a travel document. It can genuinely reshape your future, your family's legacy. That freedom to move, to invest, to live, or just to be anywhere across continents, backed by the strength, the security of an EU passport, that's a profound shift in personal autonomy. It really raises an important question for you, doesn't it? What would you do with that kind of global freedom and opportunity? How would that redefine your horizons?
And if we just zoom out for a second, connected to the bigger picture, it really highlights how individuals' families are proactively seeking that autonomy, broader horizons in this constantly changing world. It's about more than just preserving wealth. It's about, preserving lifestyles, building legacies. It's a strategic, long-term choice for security, mobility, and opportunity that, honestly, very few other options can truly match.